All right. Hopefully everybody can see me. Just waiting for my computer to catch up here. All right, let's see. How's it going, guys? I got 3 in the house. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you can hear my audio? Just to help me out, appreciate it. Anyone? 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 Testing. Sounds like, it looks like I got audio on my end. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'll wait a few more minutes to make sure we get a few more folks in here. I'm using the back side of my phone, the 3 lenses in the back of my iPhone, as opposed to the selfie camera on the front this time, so I can't see myself on the screen. I'm looking at my monitor at the same time here on my computer. So let's see here. Anybody in the chat? Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? As soon as I get a thumbs up, I'll start. I just want to make sure that my audio is clean. Sweet, Mr. E. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Cool. All right, we got 7 people are creeping in here. Well, happy Wednesday to you guys. We're almost through the week here. I guess this is hump day. So what I'll be doing is I'm going to show you guys how to make a French omelet. Hold on. Let me do this. I'm going to flip the camera around. It's weird not being able to see myself. I'm new to this whole streaming thing, so there we go. Oh, Lord. That's so much better. I'd rather use the back cameras. They're higher. I mean, they catch at I guess they're higher megapixel, but this just makes more sense. All right, cool. See, now I can see myself. Hey, Massman. Hey, PDX, what's happening? Good to see you back again. You catch me every time. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the recipe, and then I'll do a short Q&A afterwards. Now, this is breakfast for dinner for us. We do this every once in a while, especially if we have an abundance of eggs in the house, which we have right now. I had some bacon that needed to be cooked, and we always have potatoes on hand, so we're good there. But the star of the show for this video is the French omelet. And I just want to show you the technique and how you actually make one. It's a little different from an American omelet. Let's see. Yeah, little tweet beard. Sorry, man. I can't approve that one. Anyways, hey, Rizzy Eats, what's going on? Eddie, how are you? So French omelet, star of the show here. What I'm going to put in my omelet, and you don't have to put anything if you don't want to. Actually, a classic French omelet is just egg and butter. But I like to put something in my omelets, and I have some mushrooms and some shallots that I sauteed in some butter and a little bit of bacon fat because I had plenty of that on hand, with some garlic. And caramelize the mushrooms, sweat the shallots and the garlic, and everything's kind of together right here, ready to go. I've got bacon that I cooked off, and I've got some hash browns. And those will be the side items here. French omelet. This is a 10-inch pan. For a 10-inch pan, I would recommend using 3 eggs. If you have a smaller pan, go with maybe 2. An 8-inch pan, you can get away with 2 eggs. But this is a 10-inch pan, and we're going to use 3 eggs for it. And you need to pull your eggs. So Whoop, got a little shell in there. There we go. Just get them in the bowl, and we're going to whisk them up. And some people say don't season your eggs before you whisk them and you cook them. I think there's some science that proves that doesn't really make a difference, but I typically just add salt after they've been in the pan for a few minutes. And so a French omelet is kind of rolled up. It's a thin layer of egg that's rolled up and cooked in a decent amount of butter. American omelets are kind of folded onto themselves. So this is the mixture I got right here. You're not going to see any, you're going to see a homogeneous mixture here. You won't see any loose white or yolk that's separated. It's all together, it's all one color, it's all homogeneous. Good. Now I'm going to get this pan over medium-low heat. You don't need a lot of heat for when you're cooking omelets here. Let me just pop this chat out. Much better. Smooth recipes. Hello, how are you? Mr. E, I always take out the white membrane. Oh, the chalaze, yeah. Those can be pretty gross. I do that sometimes too, but for this demo, I'm not going to do that. No, you're not weird. You're not weird at all. So, nonstick pan. Go with a nonstick when you're making omelets. You'll pull your hair out if you have some when you're making an omelet in anything but a nonstick pan. What I do is I typically buy cheap nonstick pans. I have a good set of pans, some all-clad pans that I use for just about everything else, but when I need nonstick, I just buy a cheap pan because I can use it for a few months, and if anything happens to it, it's going to get scraped at some point or messed up somehow. You can just toss it and get another one. So this one costs like 15 bucks, no big deal. And it'll last 3 or 4 months, and then I'll get a new one. So good little tip there. Do not invest a ton of money in a nonstick pan. You're also a cooking master. Right on. I don't know that I'm a master, but I give it my best shot. How about that? So I'm just waiting for this pan to get somewhat hot. Doesn't need to be blazing hot. Remember, we're cooking under fairly low heat here. And our fat of choice is going to be butter, because this is a French omelet. And I'm going to throw in maybe, this looks like maybe a couple teaspoons worth. Not quite a full tablespoon. And I'm just going to swirl the butter around the pan, make sure I get it evenly coated around the bottom and kind of up on the sides here. We don't want, even though this is non-stick, we want the butter to coat the entire surface of the pan. Dan, that philosophy seems wasteful. Any long-term version? Well, when a nonstick pan starts to get kind of messed up, you don't want to use it anymore, especially if it's Teflon. And then when, if you get scratches in it, it's not going to be nonstick anymore. So that's my philosophy is buy a really cheap nonstick pan, use it until it starts to go bad, and then toss it and get another one. I mean, it seems like pretty sound philosophy to me. I don't really have another version. I don't buy expensive nonstick pans. My other pans and pots I use are nice. I have all clad for a lot of my stuff that we received for, my wife and I received for our wedding gifts, but for the most part, cheap nonsticks. All right, butter's melted. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit here. Eggs are going to go in, just like so. And I'm going to move the eggs around. I'm not going to let too much cook at once. I'm going to kind of do it like I'm soft scrambling eggs here. I'm just going to move them around. And they'll cook, and they'll start to set up. But I'm kind of prohibiting them from forming too much. If you have to lift the pan up a little bit, go for it, do that. You're just trying to set the eggs, but not let them go too far. They need to be kind of near soft scramble stage, and that's when we'll start adding our ingredients, our filling and whatnot. Yeah, kind of like this. See how this is starting to set? Still kind of jiggly here and there. Not fully scrambled though. That's what you're going for. Try to make an even surface here. Even all the way around. It's sound. Salted or unsalted butter, Tim? Ah, yeah. I use unsalted because you can always add salt, but you can't take it away. So always unsalted butter. Pretty much anything I do involves unsalted butter. Good question. All right, so we're pretty close here. I would say that it's probably about 70% set. I'm going to go a little bit more, but I'm not going to push the eggs around too much. I'm just kind of, the loose stuff on top, I'm moving around a little bit still. All right. I'm one of those guys, I don't like my eggs too runny, so I tend to take this a little bit further than maybe a traditional French omelet should be. Very Jacques Pepin. Yeah, you could say that, absolutely. Made your ragu today, but without homemade pasta. It doesn't matter. How did it taste? Did you like it? All right, so I'm going to season the eggs now. A little bit of fine sea salt and some freshly ground black pepper, just like so. I'm going to go in with my mushroom mixture here. I'm not going to overdo it, just a little bit. Just like so. There we go. That's good. No, don't want that. I'm going to use some Gruyere cheese. Gruyere is a Swiss cheese. This is an aged Gruyere. It goes great with mushrooms, let me tell you. A French alternative would be Comté. So that's good. Just about that amount. And nothing's sticking here. Yeah, we're in good shape. So I'm just going to let this sit for a second. Those ingredients heat up. It's so excited while your work right on. Cool. 7 watching. Pretty slow night tonight, huh? Okay, so now I'm going to start to roll this omelet up. And what I'm going to do is I typically work on the side closest to me, and I just kind of give it a little flip, like so. All right. And then another little flip, just like this. See where I'm going with this? Heat comes off. Grab a plate. And all that cheese in there, that'll melt as this omelet rests for a few. So I'm just going to slide it out and onto the plate. Just like that. Here we go. Got a teeny tear right here because the eggs set too much in the pan. But for the most part, looking pretty good. Oh, can't forget a couple pieces of bacon. And some of these shredded potatoes, these little home fries. So that's pretty much what my dinner's going to be like. To finish this omelet off, take a stick of butter and rub the outside of the omelet to give it a nice shine. Just like that. And I'm going to finish it with some freshly cut chives. So we have some shallots inside that have been cooked. It's going to give you kind of a roasted sweet note, and then you have some fresh chive on the outside that's going to give you this sort of a fresh herb, oniony flavor. Go really well together. Always mess up the flip step. Well, you know, it takes a little bit of practice. You can see myself, I got a little bit of a tear here. Really hard to see, but it's there. It happens, you know, it just takes practice. So there's a French omelet with some sauteed mushrooms, shallots, garlic, and a little bit of Gruyere cheese inside. Serve with some bacon and some shredded potatoes. So I'm going to make 2 more of these for my wife and my son. And that's pretty much it. You want to make another one? I can go through it one more time here. Happy to do so. This time I won't put anything in it. I'll make a traditional French omelet. How about that? So let's get this pan over medium-low heat. I'm going to let that butter melt. Guys got any questions you want to fire off at me? Breakfast is best served at night. Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's hard for me to wake up in the morning and go through this routine of preparing all of this food. What goes into this effort here, this is meant more for dinner. This is the effort that I put into dinner, but I don't typically put this into breakfast. Maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday every once in a while, but usually during the work week, we are going to have a bowl of cereal, some fruit, yogurt, maybe just some scrambled eggs real quick. I do not go this far with breakfast. All right, so butter's pretty much melted. Let me go grab some eggs. I'll be right back. I'm still here. Audio is still here. And, you know, I would say that since eggs are kind of the star of an omelet, if you can, go with a good egg. Get some eggs from locally raised chickens. You'll have a better tasting omelet, and you'll be supporting the local business. But, you know, given the times we're in right now, I got store-bought eggs. They're going to do. And that's fine. You can use store-bought eggs. We do sometimes, and we don't others. All right. Ooh, threw the whisk in the sink. Got to go with the little guy. So when you whisk, I'm going to go through the whole process again for guys or folks that have come in late. Yeah, we got a few more people in here. So you're going to whisk your eggs, 3 for an omelet this size, for a 10-inch pan. Go for a 3-egg omelet. Whisk your eggs until everything is completely homogeneous. Completely homogeneous. You don't want any bits of white or yolk floating around. You want everything homogeneous. Just like that. All right. Flame went out. Cheers. Now I'm going to go right into the pan. Butter's melted. I've coated the entire pan, bottom of the pan, with some butter, unsalted butter. Going in. Put these over here for now. And I'm going to work these eggs slowly until they're at soft scramble stage. So you want them still a little runny, but mostly set. And this takes, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Depends on how high of a flame you have going on. Is there a difference if you use room temp eggs versus cold eggs? No, I don't typically find that there's a difference at all. It may take you an extra minute or so to get the eggs to a soft scramble stage, but you can go either way. So yeah, I'm just working these eggs. And I haven't seasoned them yet, although you can go ahead and do that if you want to. I had said earlier that some folks say, oh, no, it changes the texture of the egg. I believe there's some science out there that disputes that. So here we go. You can see the eggs starting to set up. We're kind of getting to soft scramble. Try to use a gentle hand here, too. You don't want to be too aggressive. Love local eggs, grain-free, yeah. What's your go-to pans for home cooks? Budget. Ooh. Calphalon, maybe? You know, I know that different brands have, you know, tiers of their products. They have, you know, a super expensive, kind of a mid-range and a low range. This is a cheap pan. This is a $15 nonstick pan from Target. So that's what I use for nonstick pans. I have no problem with it. I typically have more expensive pans that I use for everything else, but a lot of those pans were gifts. I didn't buy them myself, but they'll last a lifetime. So I guess my tip would be to invest in some pans and take care of them, and you'll have them for the rest of your life. That's a pretty cheap pan in the long run, in my opinion. Cheap, real cheap pan, you're going to use it for a little bit. It's going to get all banged up because it's super lightweight, and you're going to have to toss it. Okay, you can see they're still pretty runny, but they are setting, getting a little closer here. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and season. A bit of sea salt, freshly ground black pepper. I'm not going to add any filling to this egg. This omelet's going to be plain, a plain omelet. Yeah. Just continue to work the eggs and try to form a even layer on the bottom of the pan. Okay? Agreed, thanks. Yes. All right. Any other questions, guys? I got 10 people in here. That's not bad. Probably a slower night, though, huh? All right. Close here. Close, close, close. See, I'm kind of just being gentle, not being too aggressive with the eggs. All right, I'm using a fairly small burner here, so I'm going to slide the pan around a little bit and try to get the eggs to set a little bit more on the outside of the pan. And the center is looking pretty good here. But yeah. What kind? Beer? Oh, it's a Modelo, Negro Modelo. Nothing fancy. Not tonight. Still got a little play on the sides of the pan here. Any questions, guys? Anyone? Anyone? Fire them away. Yep, this one still needs a little bit more time. I'm so tempted to put this cheese in there. There's just a little bit left over. Screw it, I'm doing it. Might as well use it up, right? There we go. Yep, can't start turning this guy yet. He's still pretty sticky on the outside. Electric or gas stove? Do I own a restaurant? No, I've never owned a restaurant, but I had been an executive chef for over 10 years in Richmond, Virginia. Never owned my own restaurant, though. I don't cook professionally anymore. I have a family, and restaurant hours are pretty darn long, and I was not seeing my wife or son, so I decided to move on to a different career. But I'm still cooking for friends and family, and obviously for the YouTube channel. So it still keeps me in touch. Eddie, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Do I have an herb garden? I don't. My wife wants to start a garden this year. Our yard has some pretty low light. It's not a great spot for a garden of any kind, but we'll probably give it a shot, try to plant a small one this year. We have lots of old, very tall trees around our house. Get a lot of leaves, a lot of yard work, which we both hate to do. So our yard's always a mess. Still waiting here. I guess I'm running too low heat. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Give it another minute, then I'll start folding the omelet and we'll finish it up. Electric or gas stove? This is a gas stove. I'm using propane here because there's no natural gas that runs to my house. So we have a tank in the backyard. The house was originally electric, but we had the propane added because I want to cook with gas. Not quite ready to cook with electric yet. It's hard for me to let go of the gas. All right, so now I'm going to start rolling this omelet up. And can you guys see? Do you want me to move the camera forward a little bit more? Let me see if I can do that. Whoa. I will do that. And we'll move this down. Here you go. Maybe that'll give you a little bit of a better view. All right, so what you're going to do is working from this side, going to this side. Make sure you got it. The omelet is loose everywhere, and just start rolling. Just like so. All right, and I'm going to roll this onto a plate. Just got to straighten it out, tuck it in. Some bacon. Some hash browns. Whoa. And then, of course, to finish, just like that. Better view. Word, Chris. There. So, omelet, hash browns, bacon. That's 2 down. Here we go. So, it was a quick one this evening. You guys have any additional questions? Happy to answer pretty much anything. It can be about the recipe. It can be about anything about cooking. I've got my computer right here. Take 5 minutes if you guys want to and answer some questions. Clip that nose hair. No, I got a lot. This old man has nose hair, sorry. I do trim it, all right? Any charcuterie recipes? Yeah, are you looking for like a pate? Or you looking like how to make fresh sausage, or like duck prosciutto, any of those? You like any of the sound of any of those? Is there anything particular that you're looking for, Eddie? One of the wine bar that I used to be the executive chef at, we made a lot of charcuterie. We had a pretty nice charcuterie program. Not a lot of dry curing. Just we weren't set up for that, but we did a lot of pâtés and terrines and a lot of fresh sausages and confit. So it was very, very popular. Did really well. Duck sounds great. Duck prosciutto. Yeah. Hey, Amal. Welcome. Kind of dropped in a little late, but I'm still taking questions either on the recipe itself or anything you want to throw at me. Off topic. That pizza oven, past video you made, which product was it? Oh, the pizza oven video. That's an Uni pizza oven. Actually, I've got some 48-hour biga dough in my fridge right now, and I'm going to do a live feed tomorrow using the Uni 3, the smaller oven. So I'll fire some pizzas tomorrow live for you guys. I haven't made one in I don't know, maybe a month or so, so I'm a little rusty. Hopefully I won't mess it up too much. But yeah, Uni. I have a Pro and a 3. So we bought the 3, and we use it a lot for camping because it's very portable. And I have a gas attachment on it, so it just makes it easy to use, and I can bake a bunch of pizzas real, real quick. But the Pro is something that Uni sent me so that I could do a couple videos for them on it, and that was a lot of fun. And actually, it's my favorite oven. I enjoy using that one a lot more, but it just requires some attention with the charcoal and the wood, and trying to do a live stream and make pizza and try to manage the oven at the same time. It's probably gonna be a little too much. So I'm gonna bring out the 3 tomorrow, and I'll bake some pizzas using the gas burner attachment. And at least you can see how the 3 works with the attachment, and how nice of a pizza you can get out of it. Thanks, Chris. Best pizza ever. Yeah, Chris, Creative Captions and Video, who's in the chat right now. He's a good friend. He lives pretty close, and we go camping quite a bit. So he's tasted some of these pizzas, and the oven makes a pretty nice pie. Whatever you'd recommend your favorite. I think I'd start with maybe I'll do a chicken liver pate recipe. Do a video on that because it's pretty straightforward. It's a good gateway into charcuterie, and a lot of people will like that as opposed to something that's maybe a little more funky or requires a little bit more technique. So chicken liver pate coming at you soon. Tony Fox, good show. We are in Southampton County, VA. My daughter works at VA Virginia Diner. Right on. Is that the one on Virginia Diner? Is that the one on 460? Is that right? You guys got any more questions? Happy to answer them, man. Happy. But yeah, definitely tune in tomorrow night when I do the pizzas. That'll be a lot of fun. What else was I going to say? Oh, well, I should probably say if you're new here and this is your first time on my channel, you should consider subscribing because I do the live streaming. I've started doing that quite a bit, and I do post other content, other recipes that aren't live streams, but every other week. That's as best as I can do right now. You know, it's hard to do it consistently once a week. Requires a lot of work. Is it available to buy in Canada? I believe so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it's just Google it. I'm pretty sure it's available to buy in Canada. If not, you know, you could always buy it, ship it to me, and then if you can cover shipping to Canada, I'll ship it to you from my house to Canada. If that's what needs to happen, but I'm happy to help you out, Rizzy. Love chicken pate. Would love to see it. Cool. Yeah, I mean, there's some technique involved in chicken liver pate, no doubt. But it's totally doable at home, and you can do it without, you know, the traditional vessel that's used to make chicken liver pate, like a tureen mold. You can do it without that. You can use other items, like, for example, like a loaf pan, a bread loaf pan you could use. What else you guys got for me? We got a few more people coming into the chat now that I'm done with the recipe. Anybody else? Yeah, this one wasn't a long stream tonight. It's I think the last ones I've done have been about an hour. This is about 30 minutes, so pretty quick recipe here with making omelets. Now there's not too much to cover. You just kind of need to see how to roll it up, really, more or less. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna head and have some dinner with the family. It's not too late. It's 6:30. That's great. And catch me tomorrow for a live stream of making pizzas in the Uni 3 pizza oven. Please share my channel. That'd be incredibly helpful. I'd really appreciate it. Share your channel on social media. Tell people that I'm here. Come see me. If they like what they see, subscribe. And another thing is I'm working on setting up a Patreon account, and that'll be available shortly. So if any of you guys are feeling a little generous, any support is always appreciated. Buying all this food definitely costs a pretty penny, and especially, you know, when I'm trying to invest in decent equipment, that costs quite a bit too. So that'll be available soon. I'll let you guys know when that link is up. Barbecue. Oh, okay. Yeah, the problem with barbecue is the grill that I have a few years ago got hit by a tree during a storm. A tree fell and just knocked it right off the deck. Now, good news is that it kind of survived. It sort of works, but not very well. And that's what I've been cooking on outside. I don't have a smoker, but maybe I can line up some sort of partnership with a company that you know, produces those types of equipment, and I can get something here to do some barbecue with you guys. But in terms of grilling, hopefully at some point this summer I'll be able to do some of that. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I don't see any other questions coming through. Again, catch me tomorrow night for some pizza making 101 here, and then I'll be doing plenty of other live streams throughout the course of our stay-at-home order here. Wish you guys well. Stay well. Love to everybody, and I'll catch you next time.